Hello there, darlings. I hope I found you doing well. This is April Mason, your favorite dating coach and feminine lifestyle strategist. And today, honey, as you saw the title, be Simone, there are levels to this baby girl. I wanted to give my input on how y'all are really dragging V Simone on the internet. So I actually saw her post. I saw exactly what she said, and I actually commented on it on the Shade Room. Someone sent it to me on this from the Shade Room, and then then she went live. So I looked at the live that she was doing, and I actually commented on what she said. And the thing is, this video, for those of you that came in looking for some tea or some ripping her a new one, that would not be me. One of the things that I believe in is that as more seasoned woman, when we see certain things with the younger generation of women, that we are to step in and say, hold on, baby girl, wait a second, hold it. Let me give you a different perspective, just a little bit. So for me, if y'all coming in here looking for mess, because y'all already know that mess sells, that's not where it is, to the point to where, as what I'm getting ready to say, I am in support of the B Simone brand, because I even have her makeup, honey. So I have even supported, because I like to see young entrepreneurs doing their thing. So I'm in support of her brand. However, what she said, number one, I think she was very passionate, and it was kind of a little taken out of context, but I understand it, and this is what I mean. I will be 45 years old in what's today? About 15 days or so, somewhere in there, right? I started my first business at 20. I was in my early 20s, and I became full-time 17 years ago. Excuse me. I ended up with the same mindset, the same passion, the same, no, this is the type of man I got to have, because I'm doing it, right? I'm doing it. So when I heard B Simone say what she said, I could understand it, because when I was her age and I was up and coming and I was making moves and I was making money, I wanted someone just as much of a hustler and grinder as I was. I wanted an entrepreneur that could understand my schedule. I'm going to be up. I got to do this. I got to do that. I thought that that's what I wanted when I was younger. So as I began on my journey, I was dating actors, and I was dating pretty much celebrities, athletes, politicians. Your girl had her pick of the litter, darling. However, those were the type of men that I thought I wanted when I was younger. And I remember when I got married when I was in my late 20s, he was an entrepreneur as minded as well. But this is what I want to get to, not just be Simone, but to other women that believe that I have to have a man that is that hustler, that grinding, can understand my lifestyle and all of this stuff. There's levels to this. So when I got married, you had two people, up and coming entrepreneurs, right? We both had that same hustle. We both had that same grind and making it happen. But what we did not have was balance. Okay. We did not have balance. So when you're dating someone that you want to be as powerful as you're asking for this. I'm not saying that entrepreneurial couples don't make it, because I've been in a relationship where he was an entrepreneur and so was I, but we still played our positions and had balance. Number two, if I were, still in my 30s, what I would have loved someone to tell me is, get someone that is above where you are, so that hustling and grinding that you think you want somebody to do, he's already settled in his vision. He already knows exactly what it is he's going to be doing, whether it's from an entrepreneurial standpoint or whether it's climbing up the corporate ladder. The goal is to get someone who understands you. What he does doesn't necessarily matter. And sis, I promise you, honey, I was in the same place. When I saw you talking, baby, I was rolling. I was like, look at little April right there. Look at little April right there. Because I totally could feel the passion in it. Because you start dating people that you feel like they don't have an entrepreneurial mind. They don't understand while I'm up. And I'll never forget my ex-husband. Actually, he had a little bit more of the balance than I did. And he walked in my office and said, "Are you going to be on that computer all night?" And so when we start to really understand that we needed to have more balance, that's not necessarily the straw that broke the camel's back for the marriage, but I understood that there has to be that polarity, right? Let's talk about my daughter. My daughter is, how old is my child? My child about to be 26 this month, right? And my daughter is me. She is an entrepreneur. She's making things happen, all of this stuff, right? Well, she thought that's what she wanted in her husband. So she was getting all in her feelings. They were literally on the brink of divorce. And then when I sat down with her to hear exactly what she had to say, I said, "Marie, you want someone that's just like you. You're trying to make him into that entrepreneur. But what will happen is the more he is on his hustle and his grind, you're not going to see him. He won't have time to spend with you. He's going to always be tired and everything." What happened? My son-in-law thought he was, he wanted to be this budding entrepreneur because my daughter was, "I want this, I want that." She was trying to make him something that he wasn't, not realizing he was still meeting her core needs, even though he wasn't a full-time entrepreneur. So he gets into this, he opens up here in Georgia, I'm in the metro Atlanta area. He has a local football league, men's football league, and a women's, kickball league, right? So she was proud, my husband, you do, "Are you on such and such team?" "Oh yeah, that's the owner." My husband is the owner. She likes being able to say, "I'm the owner's wife," right? But what she would complain about, he was never home. She never saw him. When he was home, he was tired. She was raising their children pretty much, and he wasn't free because I want a hustler and a grinder just like me. Okay. So I just sit my daughter down and say, "Listen, little one," that's what I call her, my little chicken. "Listen, little chicken, you don't want a husband that is on the grind like you. You want someone stable." And I said, based upon your husband's personality type, he does better in a structured environment. But based upon your core needs, him being in a structured environment does not take away the fact that he meets your core needs. So do you want your core needs met, or do you want to be able to say, "I'm married to an entrepreneur"? Once they got that balance in place, he is her biggest cheerleader. Like when she did one of her very first speaking events, he was like, "Yeah, that's my wife. That's right. That's my wife, babe. What you need me to do? How many books you need me to sell? You need me to run your booth? That's right. That's right. Adriana Mason, she over here teaching people how to buy a house at 21 because my wife bought her house when she was 21. So, if y'all need this information about how to get your kids to learning how to buy a house, my wife know that, right?" But then what does he do? He takes his behind right on back to his job. Why? Because what she needs from him is not being just like her. What she needed was a strong support system. So her core needs was somebody that catered to her, and he definitely caters to her. She can't even come over here without the phone ringing the first 5 minutes she over here. He likes being around his wife. He wakes up, he wake up every day sniffing me. He talking about he just like how I smell. Now think about it. If you wanted a man that was so hustling and grinding the way you were, he wouldn't have time to sniff on you. He wouldn't have time to be in your face every 5 minutes. As a dating coach and as a femininity coach, I have a lot of married women who are married to extremely busy men. They give them the lifestyle, but they have no time. So then some of these women, I won't say all of them, they end up having a little extramarital affairs with somebody that can build that emotional bond with them. So be Simone, baby. Y'all don't cancel her. Do not cancel her. She just turned 30 years old. Don't cancel her because, like I said, I know exactly what she's saying. Because when you are an entrepreneur, sometimes you feel like people don't get you. You feel like, I remember when I was out there and I was really heavily dating, I would always meet these corporate men that wanted to change me into, "Why you got to do this? Why you can't just go get a regular job?" I'm like, but I make more money than you do. So why do I need to go get a job and doing what I do? You just don't understand. You just don't understand. And the thing was, it had everything to do with my energy and my belief system that someone working a 9 to 5 would not understand. What I prefer would have been if I knew better and if I would have listened, I would have been better suited with a man that was stable, with a man that either had a grounded career or a fully functioning business that he didn't have to hustle and grind. Hustle and grind, when you look up the word hustle, it means tedious, without stopping, continuation. You don't want anybody that's hustling and grinding. Like even, like I said, I'll be 45 this month. I would refuse to date somebody that's hustling and grinding. There's no way. Because hustle and grind equals no time, right? Equals no, I remember when I was out there really heavily dating and I was dealing with men that I thought were like me. I was like, yep, I want to be with a man. I want to be like an Inoki Heart. I want to be flying here and there and on these. When you start to understand and when you finally get exposed to that and you're like, I really don't like this because he really don't have no time. For me, there was one guy that I dated. He was very well-known artist, and he wanted a woman that could go on tour with him all the time. I really didn't want to go on tour all the time. He wanted somebody by his side. So when I had a speaking engagement and I'm off in New York, he's like, babe, where you at? I said, I'm in New York, where you at? He said, oh, I'm about to hit this tour stop in LA. We probably wouldn't get together for like 3 weeks later, or we was in and out of airports. And when I do get to the destination, you tired because you've been on stage, you've been signing autographs, you've been doing all of this stuff, right? Then on the flip side, when you're dealing with the man hustling and grinding on his way up in his career, he's focused on his career. And there's nothing wrong with that. The goal is whether he's a celebrity or whether he works a regular job in corporate America, you want someone that understands who you are and your lifestyle. I knew that most men cannot get up and go to, if I want to go to Australia as soon as I get off this live with y'all and go buy me a ticket. I don't know if Australia is open, but if Australia was taking folks flying in, I can just go buy a ticket, don't take no clothes with me, nothing, just my passport, and say, I'm about to go to Australia, honey. I'll buy some stuff when I get there. I understand there's a lot of men that cannot do that, right? But was it important for me that a man could do that, or was it important about how he treats me? There is the wisdom, darling, right there. So although I get what she's saying, wholeheartedly, like 100%, I get what she's saying. But since that comment that I wrote on her post and on the Shade Room, y'all been calling me auntie. Auntie felt the need to come and talk to you for a minute, baby, because this is new for you. This is new, and you've done well. Like I said, auntie has your product, so I'm not just talking. I've invested because I actually can commend you and proud of what you've done. But when it comes to choosing a husband, you don't want anybody that's on a hustle and grind as you do. A lot of my married clients that are in business together, it's this. And we have to really formulate how they're going to play their positions in the relationship and separate it from the business. You can still have pillow talk and talk your strategies and everything, and have a good time. And he can just say, baby, well, what you need me to do? How you need me? Because I'm cool on my job. I'm cool with what I do. But how can I be of support to you? I know what you do is not traditional. However, what I do is I'm happy with what I do. I'm contented with what I do. And what I do allows me to be what I need to be for you. So although I might not be hustling and grinding all day, every day, I do believe that I have something to offer. And one of the things that I learned, because I wouldn't date men with regular jobs either. It took me a while to do that. But what I understood about them, that as an entrepreneur, you don't always have, is structure. There's so much you can learn from someone, not somebody climbing. I ain't talking about somebody trying to climb and hustle and grind and trying to climb. I'm talking about somebody that's in their career, they're content with what they do, they're happy with what they do, they're fulfilled, and they're enjoying life. And that you match that person with an entrepreneur that is up and coming and making moves and grinding, they will balance you to crap out, right? We're not thinking about business all day, every day. We're not thinking about how many units we go and sell, how many views that we got. When you're with someone that's not even in that hustle and grind world, they make a decent income. They're content with themselves. They're self-sufficient. He can take care of himself, and he has time to treat you right. So if you say, well, honey, you know, I got this event. He's like, all right, babe, how do you need me to sell these lipsticks at the table? What you need me to do? Well, you need me to put your banners up? Do you need what do y'all need to do? I need to do, you know, for you. So once again, we're not counseling B. Simone. That's not what we're doing. But once again, as a seasoned woman who has lived and been in her shoes, I understand it. I just don't want you to make the same mistakes that I made because of that passion of needing somebody, thinking I needed somebody like that. Because at the end of the day, look at your schedule. Do you want someone as busy as you, whether it's entrepreneur or whether he brings his work home from work? I've dealt with both types of men, both types. And it's like, once you start getting in it and you start seeing, wait a minute, he ain't got no time. See, ladies, here's a little piece of wisdom from auntie. A man with money that buys you things really don't mean nothing. But a busy man who gives you his time means everything. So look at what your core needs are and figure those out. Is it that I want somebody that understands my lifestyle and be able to live it, or somebody that just understands that what I do requires these other parts? Number two, dealing with a B. Simone or a woman that is more in the spotlight, you have to be a confident man, or you're going to feel like Mr. B. Simone. I've had men that I've gone out with in the past that says, you know, they say, oh yeah, April, I could deal with your lifestyle. You know, I see you do what you do, and I've seen you on TV and all of this other stuff, right? But when it was time for the red carpet events, when it was time for me to be April Mason like the world knows, they felt some sort of way. Not because I made them, but because you're now being exposed to my world. It's one thing to say you can handle it. It's another thing to, babe, I'm on set right now filming this new show. Can you do X, Y, and Z? And you come on set and you see the whole makeup team. You see everybody catering to me. You see everybody doing what they need to do to make sure I'm straight. That's a different mindset. So it goes beyond his job. It goes to who he is as a man at his core. So confidence. I wrote another little list. Hold on. I got a little list. I think I said everything I wanted to say. Also, yes, you want someone that is your purpose mate. It's a person that complements you, your purpose. They might not have the same purpose as you, but they complement your purpose. All right. So that could mean he doesn't work, you know, he could work an 8 to 5, or he could be an entrepreneur that's, once again, settled, and he just want to support you. He can hire people to do the hustling and grinding for him. He works smart, not hard. He can sit down and take away that anxiety, anxious energy. He can calm that all the way down because he's a successful entrepreneur already. So you got to understand there's levels to this. So when you say you want somebody hustling and grinding, an entrepreneur, that sounds up and coming to me. That don't sound like a man that is grounded. See, one of the things that I always loved, once I understood this, I loved a man that attract money that did not have to chase it. Because that meant to me, he put everything else in place so that he doesn't have to chase anything. All right. So I wanted to share that with you, and make sure y'all tag her in this, because auntie is not here to dog her out. Because I see, you know, a whole lot of people doing videos and dogging her. Who does she think she is? That's arrogant. She need to humble herself. Y'all already know on my channel, I don't teach people to be humble, because when you understand the word, what the word humble means, it means lowering your own importance and devaluing yourself. Go look up the word humble. So you don't have to be humble or arrogant. You can just be. And I think from where she is in her career, because I have been in those, that up and coming, now I done made some money, now I need somebody that get me. I've been in that already. And this is where she is. So she didn't say anything wrong. My goal is to get you to understand what you're asking for. So yes, you can manifest whatever you want, but I want you to ask yourself, is that busy hustle grind type of man what you really want? Because, you know, we're manifesting every day. We're manifesting, you know, every moment of the day. Okay. So whatever you want, you'll get. And I constantly kept manifesting those type of men that I kept saying, I really believe, like you believe, with all that passion that you said that with. I really believe that's what I wanted until I actually started getting them. I remember Mr. NFL, always busy. He bought me good stuff, always busy. Mr. Politician, really sweet, but hustling and grinding, always on the go, on the go, on the go. Mr. The celebrities that I dated, that's a given. We on one, you on one coast, I'm on the next coast. Then you got to get up. Now you got to go film a movie. Now you're gone for 6 months. Now I got to do this back and forth, back and forth. So you got to ask yourself as a woman, what is it that I really need at my core? How do you find out what you need at your core? Go within. So you ask yourself, do I want a person that I need to understand me, or do I need a person that do what I do? That's a question you got to ask. Do you need somebody to understand, or do I need somebody that is a hustler and grinder making it happen like me? And also, I recommend that women don't be hustlers and grinders and boss chicks and bad bitches, because at the end of the day, you guys know I am a feminine lifestyle strategist. I believe, like I trademarked the feminine CEO, that you can be a CEO and a feminine woman all at the same time without hustling, without grinding, without being aggressive, and you can still attract everything that you want in your life. Keep your blood pressure down, get some good sleep, keep your body intact, and keep your emotions in place. Mind, body, and spirit. So we have to really be careful of what we think we want. And sure enough, she might want exactly what she's saying. But based upon some of the things that I've seen of her and how she says she wants a husband and boyfriend, I believe that B. Simone wants somebody to love her, somebody to support her, someone to be her rider with her, someone that she can support as well too, someone that truly sees who she is, not see B. Simone, but see who she is as a woman, to see those vulnerabilities, to see when she's not feeling her best, when she don't want to say, the things that she said, what she say, I need a boyfriend, and all of that stuff. She wants to just be her. So that's when we have to really look within to say, do I want someone that meets my core needs? Or do I want someone that I'm saying based upon his occupation, he might think a particular way? Okay. Monique said, but men like you to grind. Well, that's them. Males like you to grind. Men like you to be soft and gentle. So if you date men that like you to grind, I don't know what it's like to date men that like me to grind. So that's a personal preference, and if you don't want to be a woman that's grinding doesn't mean that you're not being effective. When you operate from the feminine energy as a feminine CEO, you don't hustle and grind. You pay people to hustle and grind for you. You're the visionary. You're the one that sit out like the queen. The queen don't go on the battlefield unless all of the warriors are hurt. But the queen gives orders and everybody else execute them. So just because somebody, you might are being accustomed to somebody saying they like you to grind, well, men say they want strong women. And you guys know I'm opposed to the strong, independent woman mantra. I did a shirt that went viral. A post that said, please do not address me as a strong, independent Black woman. It's not a compliment. Why did I say that? Because nobody ever comes to the rescue of a strong, grinding, try to make it happen type woman. Doesn't happen, especially a Black woman. When the last time folks came to our defense, caused an uproar in the world behind us, but we'll do it for everyone else. You can still be effective. You can still make your money. You can still be about everything that you represent without hustling and grinding. Okay, that's all. But they say if you want time, they won't work, or a man that works. No, that's a man grinding. I don't deal with grinding men. There are men out there that are working and have balance. There are men that have already set up in their careers and have balance. There are men that are already set up in their businesses and have balance. So it all depends on what you are willing to deal with. And once I got this understanding, I made a decision to say, I don't want a man that's hustling and grinding. I don't want a man that's just like me. I want someone that is more of the other side of me, that peaceful place, that home place, that place where I can be vulnerable and just be April and don't have to be Miss Mason, or as y'all say, call me now, starting to call me auntie. I don't want to have to be, the dating coach that, that's doing television and radio and got all of these clients. I don't want to be her. I need someone that takes me away from all of that. However, if I need to have a conversation with him, honey, I got an idea. What do you think about this? For him to be able to converse with me. Okay? I don't want somebody just like me at all. So that's the thing. You got to understand, where you are and what you really need versus what it sounds like you think you want. Because most women, I would say, that have been successful and have had men that they thought they wanted to be this power couple, or men that thought like us and all that. Check out and start doing your research on women who are more in the limelight and the men that they married. They have a strong support system. Let's look at Kelly Rowland. Her husband, he plays his position. Fantasia's husband plays his position. What's the other one? Even Sierra's husband played his position. He let her do what she does. Yeah, he got his own thing going, but he's a balanced dude. He's like, I knew I wanted a wife. I knew I wanted a family. So a man being able to identify those things, he's going to operate differently. Who else husband played the support role? What's the lady name? What's the little lady? Joyce Meyer. From what I hear, Dave run the show behind the scenes. Okay? But they play their positions. So you want someone that is not necessarily just like you, but someone that actually balances things out. Okay? Someone says, I don't want to depend on a man, but I want him to have his own. I like depending on a man. I got my own, but I like depending on a man. Because guess what? The man I depend on is based upon, as a wise woman, who I choose. So I like depending on a man. I believe women, as women, we need men. We're not needy for a man, but we need men. So I love being able to depend on a man. This is when he say he got it, he got it. I love being able to depend on a man when he says, baby, this is taken care of, it's done. I love being able to depend on a man. Why? Because I chose the man that I wanted to depend on. That's the thing. A lot of women can't feel like they can depend on a man because they're not making better choices. So yes, and I love a man that likes me to depend on him. Everything has to do with your choices. Oh, my mama said to never depend on a man. Well, look at the type of men that your mama may have chosen in the past that caused her to say, don't depend on a man. Yes, a woman can have her own all day, every day. I got my own. But guess what? When a man is around, my wrist is broke. And if you and my Teach Me How to Date VIP Academy, you already know. My wrist broke. Okay? So yes, depend on a man. Just choose the type of man you can depend on. You are in control. You are in the position to choose. So then you might want to say, well, why is my picker off? And if that's the case, you need to come hang out with Miss April and to Teach Me How to Date VIP Academy. Actually, tonight we are having our master class on how to switch your energy to attract good love. Because a lot of the energy that you're sending out is attracting what you're getting. So when you understand that you can depend on folks based upon what you choose to do and who you choose, to pick for your mate, that's on you. Yes, Kim, my wrist broke. Somebody said, what if a man has everything but confidence in who he is around you as an independent woman? Well, that's on him. And I tell women to stop calling themselves independent, because of independent people, nobody comes to their rescue. Men need to feel needed. And if he feels like you don't need him, he gonna be out the door. Change your wording. No more strong, resilient. No more independent, but you're interdependent. No more, I got it. No, you're self-sufficient. Change your wording and it change the energy of what you're saying. Who wants to be that strong, independent black woman and then still sitting around here complaining about people not coming to your rescue? Because you've trained people that you're strong. You've trained people that you can handle it. You've trained people that you got it. You train people that I'll do it. So why would they think to even come to your rescue? Why would they even think to check on you? You have programmed people that you got it. I'm talking from experience. I had to learn it myself. Now, when people ask me what's going on, well, this is what's going on. When people ask am I okay? Actually, no, I'm not okay. Can you help me, please? I need your assistance. Can you please assist me, please? With no questions asked. Okay? So it's an energy shift that needs to be done. All right? So that's all I have for you. I got to go get ready for tonight. Y'all, I don't know. I'm still on this different time thing because for me, it's like 11 o'clock in the afternoon and it's 4 and tonight's class is at 7. So I got to get ready to teach the ladies in my Teach Me How to Date VIP Academy. But I just wanted to share this with you as well as B. Simone. Listen, you know, if you need to talk to auntie, reach out, you know, so we can help you attract that type of man that you want. Like I said, my daughter's married. My son is married. My youngest son, he's not married, he's 22. But I understand exactly what you're saying, whereas the world may have taken it as taking a knock on 9-to-5ers. But as an entrepreneurial woman of 17 years, I do understand that people that work regular jobs may not think at the same thought process as someone that built a company. All right. So I do understand that. And sometimes if your circle is a bunch of those type of people, then that means you need to elevate your circle and get involved with people that can understand you, whether they're an entrepreneur or whether they are not. All right. Love y'all. Have a wonderful day. And make sure y'all tag B. Simone in this because auntie, y'all, I'm not going to let y'all counsel her. She growing. She just turned 30. And I promise you, she'll be better suited with a man that's already in his vision, be it a job or be it an entrepreneur, but he's settled. So she's 30. I would say she needs somebody probably about 38. 38. That's what but 30, between 35 and 38 is what I'm seeing. You know, you can go a little bit lower, but depending on the mindset of the man and the understanding, because that is a lot for a person to take on, handling a woman in the spotlight, because most men aren't thinking I'm going to marry someone that's deemed a celebrity, somebody that's on TV. You know, there's more. I'm going to marry, you know, the nurse or the attorney or, you know, the lady that she's been working for the state for 20 years or at the school system. That's just what it is. So you will meet a plethora of men that can say they can handle what comes with being in the limelight. And, you know, behind closed doors, they cool. But when it's time for the lights, camera, action, it's a different story. I know it. I lived it. I've experienced it quite a bit until I started shifting my energy to say, wait a minute. I want somebody that's confident in who in getting to know who April is, not Miss Mason, not the brand, but the woman. And that guy happened to be somebody that was not in the limelight, that was not a hustler, that was not a grinder, but he was settled in what he was doing. He wasn't trying to do nothing different. He was settled. He was established. He was stable. And what he offered me might not have been billions and millions of dollars, but he offered me the feeling of home, the feeling of being protected, the feeling of emotional connection, the feeling of mental stimulation. Eye candy, honey, the little sexy little thing. But it was outside of what I was screaming that I wanted all of this time. And had time for me. All right, honey, I get off work at such and such. What you gonna be doing? Oh, I want to go eat. All right, I'm gonna swing by and change clothes. I'm gonna swoop you up and we're gonna go grab something to eat. Oh, honey, I'm sorry, I can't go this weekend. I do have to work this weekend, but I got the next 7 weekends off. What we doing? What we down? And actually, you end up liking the fact that they're not in your face every 5 minutes, constantly using you as Google. What you think about this? Look at my project. Look at what I'm doing. Look at what I'm launching. You actually like that because you actually get to get a whole bunch of more work done. Anytime I was with someone that was similar to me in the same field, I could never really get much done because they want me to look at all their stuff. Well, when we're dealing with somebody who's already settled and have the time, they pass all that already. They totally pass, all that. So for those of you asking me other questions about dating, I see these questions over here. Join the Teach Me How to Date VIP Academy. It's just go to the website just the way it sounds. Let me see if I can actually put the website here for you. And just go join. We do a masterclass every month. And this month's masterclass is all about how to change your energy to attract good love. Because if you only meeting a good guy every blue moon, he's not the problem. You are the problem. Okay? Because all of the men that you have to choose from should be men that are high value, high quality men. All right? So I just posted it and I pinned it to the top. And so make sure you join. And I know I see a couple of VIP ladies right here. All right. So this is Auntie speaking. I love you guys so much. Mwah. Kisses once again. And this is April Mason, your favorite dating coach and feminine lifestyle strategist, here to teach you how to be what I call an asset woman, a feminine, wise asset woman, because wise women, we think differently, we move differently than a basic thinking woman. Bye, y'all.